hard to capture. Extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifesting. The gods work like appliances, dealing in my psyche.
For a ninja to be presented with the title of Hokage is a really big deal. Oftentimes, not only does it mean that this ninja is one of the most powerful ninja in the village, but it also means that their name recognition is renowned enough through all the 5 great nations that they've been considered for this title. However, becoming Hokage isn't something that just anyone can do, and the journey is a rather long one. Now, back in 2016, when chapter 1 of the Boruto manga was released, it made a lot of fans ask just who is going to be the next Hokage of Konoha, if Naruto Uzumaki was indeed dead or if Naruto was sealed away. I've already done a couple videos talking about who I feel is the best choice to replace Naruto as Hokage and who are viable options to be the 8th Hokage. However, I wanted to continue this installment of the Hokage candidate series by looking at everyone's favorite slacker, Shikamaru Nara, and determine if he is indeed worthy of becoming 8th Hokage. To start things off, when discussing if Shikamaru is indeed a Hokage candidate, we have to look at one of the very first requirements that the feudal lord of the Land of Fire is going to bring up. Who is Shikamaru's teacher? Now, this is important to consider because who a ninja is trained by means just as much as their actual exploits when it comes to the training that they've received by their master. When Kakashi was being vetted to be the 6th Hokage, for instance, one of the very first things that was brought up is that on top of being the son of the White Fang, he was also the student of the 4th Hokage, and that Kakashi's training tree was pretty extensive. He had a sensei who was trained by the legendary Sannin Jiraiya, who happened to be trained by the 3rd Hokage, who happened to be trained by the very first 2 Hokage. For Shikamaru, he doesn't have quite the same pizzazz when it comes to having a legendary teacher, but he's still respectable enough when you look at his training tree. Asuma was one of the guards for the feudal lord, and at the time of his death, Asuma was regarded as being one of the most respected jonin and considered to be an elite jonin of Konoha. Asuma also is the son of the 3rd Hokage, which adds weight to Shikamaru having Asuma as his teacher. Shikamaru is also from the Nara clan, a clan known for their intelligence, and his father did serve as chief strategist for the Shinobi Alliance. His father would impress well enough during the 4th Shinobi World War that the 4th Hokage would heap a ton of praise on him. Shikamaru's father, much like Shikamaru himself, once served as an advisor to one of the Hokages, which is another straw in the hat of Shikamaru. Now, the Nara clan in the anime and in the manga have also garnered a really impressive reputation for being top tier when it comes to their medical knowledge. Now, in the Naruto manga around volume 27 or volume 28, Tsunade, being a medical wizard herself, states that the extensive medical journal that was kept by Shikamaru's father absolutely blew her away. In the anime, they took things a step further, revealing that the Nara clan had an entire facility dedicated to research and medicines. Now, Shikamaru is also married to a member of the Kazekage clan, which in itself is major given that the Kazekage clan is damn near royalty when it comes to Hidden Sand Village. Now, for those of you who are interested in more information about the Kazekage clan and how it works, I recommend checking out my Kazekage clan explained video. What I will say is that having Kazekage clan blood running through the Nara clan bloodline is going to be huge because it opens up the door for future children to awaken Magna Release Kekkei Genkai that members like Tamari's father and the 3rd Kazekage possess. Now, for Shikamaru, this also pays off because if he was to become Hokage while married to the princess of the Hidden Sand Village, Tamari herself, it would only serve to strengthen the bond between the 2 villages to the point where if a ninja alliance were to break up, then Konoha would still have a very strong ally in the Sand Village, and the 2 villages would be destined to be joined at the hip because of the fact that Gaara is the Kazekage, and now you have Shikamaru, who's married to Gaara's sister, and Shikamaru will be the Hokage. Now, Shikamaru himself has also carved out quite the name for himself as a ninja. Many years before Naruto became Hokage, in fact, in the Naruto Hiden novels, it was directly stated more than once and by more than one person that Shikamaru was the main reason that the Ninja Alliance didn't fall apart after the Naruto War ended. Between him going to the various Kages on behalf of Konoha, like when he played shogi with Inoki in order to show up the relationship between the Rock Village and the Hidden Leaf Village, or how Shikamaru was the one who ran the main council for the Ninja Alliance alliance to ensure peace remained between the villages. Shikamaru's growth during the first 2 years after the war ended was enough so that Kakashi basically left any good deal of responsibility that was really important on the lap of Shikamaru to handle, including an S-rank mission that would have destabilized the relationship between the 5 great nations if it were to go wrong, which is why Kakashi himself almost prepared to undertake it, but eventually allowed Shikamaru to take on the assignment, which I've also covered in another video. Now, Shikamaru might not be the most powerful ninja, but he is respected equally for his intelligence just as much as Naruto is respected for being a chakra powerhouse. Without spoiling the anime only fans, in the current events of the Boruto manga, Shikamaru has to make a handful of decisions while unpopular Boruto on Team 7, and these decisions were the correct choices that need to be made by a Hokage. Shikamaru, in only a couple of chapters, displayed that if he was a Hokage, the tough and calculated decisions could be made by him without flinching, which is something that Asuma noted with his dying words, and Tamari, the daughter of a former Kage, took note of and went far enough stating that Shikamaru would indeed make a good Hokage. The final note when it comes to name recognition is the fact that for most of his adulthood, Shikamaru has served as being the advisor for 2 separate Hokages, meaning he's got some level of experience when it comes to decisions to not only protect the village but also run the village on a day-by-day basis. For Shikamaru, the time spent under Kakashi and under Naruto is invaluable since people would already be accustomed to him being in a position of power, which makes the shift to Hokage a lot less drastic if it were indeed to happen. And most importantly, due to everything that he's accomplished during the events between the 4th Great Ninja War and him as an adult, Shikamaru is respected enough that ninja in the village would follow his command if he was a Hokage. Now, power is that one area where a lot of people would tend to knock Shikamaru. Many fans are quick to state that Shikamaru isn't very powerful, and when compared to Naruto and Sasuke, he clearly isn't on their level. I mean, these guys can be argued to be at planetary levels of power when they're at less than 50% of their power. However, Shikamaru as an adult is a lot more powerful than fans give him credit for. When you skip to the part in the timeline where the Majima Bandits arc takes place, Shikamaru's power has grown to the point where it can be argued that he can kill every single Kage who isn't named Naruto Uzumaki. In the Shikamaru Shinden novel, Shikamaru in less than a second is able to capture each of the 5 Kage, restrain them, capture their bodyguards, restrain their bodyguards, and was prepared to kill at least one of the Kages, arguably 2 Kages, during that 5 Kage summit. Only until Naruto Uzumaki was able to break free of Shikamaru's Shadow Paralysis Jutsu and Shadow Strangle Jutsu. Part of the reason why no one saw the attack coming is that Shikamaru has mastered the jutsu to the point where he doesn't even need to weave hand signs in order to activate it, though as we've seen in the Boruto manga, if he chooses to use hand signs then he can, but he doesn't need to. Given that the current 5 Kage include Darui, someone whose skill and power was praised by Kinshiki in the Boruto movie novelization, this in itself isn't a feat that you can ignore. Shikamaru was able to capture several high-level ninja in his jutsu, and very casually, if he wanted to, he could have killed them if Naruto didn't grow tired of the situation and absolutely demolished Shikamaru's jutsu with one single flex of his power. Combine this with his genius level of IQ, which is over 200 by the time he's a Genin, and when you look at this, Shikamaru easily becomes even more capable of being a Hokage during a time of crisis. While he doesn't come off like the chakra powerhouse like the previous 5 Kage were, Shikamaru's intelligence more than makes up for what he doesn't have when it comes to power. Shikamaru is indeed worthy of being the 8th Hokage if anything were to happen to Naruto, but personally the fact that there are more powerful ninja in the village is where I take some of the weight off of his name. However, ninja like Rock Lee and ninja like Sakura are more likely to be willing to follow his lead during a level of crisis, given the fact that he has a high level of intellect and his many years of serving as advisor to 2 Hokages. Even Sasuke would likely fall in line because in the Shikamaru Shinden novel, Sasuke himself acknowledges the vital role that he and Shikamaru played for Konoha and that they have a mutual level of respect between the two. I like to think of Shikamaru as Hokage being a less dickish version of Danzo if Danzo would have become Hokage. Shikamaru will make the unpopular decision if he's Hokage, but only if they're in the best interest of the village. Most importantly, we don't have to worry about Shikamaru coming out of a closet and having a bunch of Sharingan on his arm in order to use those either. Now, that's it for this video today, guys. I tried to do something with the presentation. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it. And I've got an update video coming for you guys later on in the week, so be on the lookout for that. Very important when it comes to future channel. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.